Hi everyone, I'm Janelle of Toons Unlimited, and today I wanted to show you how I clean up my line work for my characters. But before I get into that, I just wanted to take time out to say thanks to everyone who have supported my channel, and we have officially reached 1,000 subscribers. It's a great milestone to cover, and I do appreciate all of the feedback and the love that people show me, and I will continue to make content for you. Speaking of content, coming up next is how I clean up my line work for my characters. ToonsUnlimited.com. Okay, we're back, and this is a character that I have been kind of drafting for a while to see if I'm going to make her a G2 character or maybe even a G3 character. And I've already created some various symbols for her eye expression and stuff, and she actually looks pretty nice with what I've seen so far, the stuff that I've developed so far. But a question that came in was, how do you clean up your line work and what exactly does that mean? So I am going to go over that briefly. Cleaning up your line work basically means when I'm drawing with my digital monitor, my graphic monitor, the first time I draw something, if you look close up, and I'm a person who, because I want my characters to look great, if you zoom in, I want clean lines. And what that basically means is if I go all the way in, and these lines are not that bad, you can see that for a close up, the line work is not that bad. It's not perfect, but it's not that bad. So cleaning up your line work means basically taking time out, either redrawing your lines so they're nice and straight, or using the mouse to play around with your lines to get them straight. And what I mean by that, I'm sure I can find some facial expression. Prime example is this one. From a distance, it might not look bad, but when you zoom in, you see imperfections. You see, okay, some of this stuff looks really weird. What's this little dot right here? So when I say I'm cleaning up my line work, I will go in and I will start to play around with some of this stuff to make things nice and smooth as possible. It's not always perfect, but it makes a big difference in the quality of your content. And I'm a person who always strives to improve how my characters look, how my quality look. I'll look for stuff like that that doesn't belong. And if I zoom this whole thing out and re-show you how my character looks when it's done, you will see that it's in a much better status. It looks much better. So that's what it means to clean up your line work. And it can be time consuming. And at first I used to hate it. I wanted to get straight to, well, it looks kind of the way I want it to look. But when you really zoom down, you can tell if a person is really taking time and producing quality content. And that's ultimately what you want to do. You want to make sure your content is good quality. It's okay when you're first starting out. We all have to start somewhere. You're not going to necessarily begin with just outstanding work. But like I tell anybody, it's a journey. I'm always looking for some type of way to improve my work, my style. And that's why over the years, my content quality grows. So if you're a person who is really serious about creating content, and it doesn't necessarily have to be for this application, it can be for a client, anything. Over time, you want your content to be something that people look forward to buying. And trust me, even if you don't find the imperfections, a lot of times others will, because depending on what they want to do with the character, it will show up. And so, what I try to do with all of my stuff is zoom in a lot of times as close as possible. And if something is not looking the way I want it to look, or not looking as smooth as I think it can be, these are the things that I do. I go in and carefully go over each piece until things start to look the way I feel like it should look. So, me creating characters can take longer, but I will say, like anything, the more you do it, the better you are, the faster your speed, and it becomes more of, it's just part of the job. It's part of the flow process, and you strive for it. Whenever you have something that looks great, and you say, "I drew that," or "I created that," or people who can spot detail and quality see your work and they say, I can tell there's a difference. It makes you feel good, and it lets you know that you're putting out good content. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, and I still see there's a lot of stuff that I would like to work on, but I also see that it's gotten a lot better as well. And sometimes you can streamline it by just using the smoothing tool, and then sometimes it takes you doing some manual adjustments to get things the way you want. But in the end, you should have a nice, whoa, you should have a nice quality character that you're not embarrassed if someone zooms in, because you've taken your time, you've smoothed out your edges, and your stuff is really going to pop. So that's what it means to clean up your line work. And if you're going to be a third party creator for, say, for example, this application, Crazytalk Animator, whereas I'm drawing right now in Flash. So let's just say you are creating a Flash character that you want to sell. These are the things you want to do. So right now, this is just the flat colors. I have not begun to put any type of shading or highlights on this character, but I am comfortable with the way the character looks. So I hope I've answered the question on what does it mean to clean up your line work and how you do it. And as you can see, I mean, I've spent roughly 5 to 6 minutes, and this is just one mouth expression. And for people who say, okay, that takes too long, I don't want to do it, this is what professionals do. This is the reason why they can charge what they charge and get it. It's because they will take time out and do the line work. You will hear not just me, you will hear anyone on YouTube that's doing some form of animation or rig characters. You will hear them say over and over again, I need to clean up my line work, or I'm working on my line work. And this is what they mean. And some of them don't. I'm using the brush tool, but you have some people who actually use the line tool to make sure they are getting very crisp lines and curves. So it all depends on your style. I use the line tool from time to time, but I do prefer to use the brush for the most part. I move faster, but with the line tool, you will get much cleaner lines. So it's your preference. These things takes time, and that's why the end results for a lot of people's content looks so clean and appealing. It's because they're doing stuff similar to what I'm doing right now. As you can see now we have a nice clean looking character, and she is now ready to, I can turn this into a symbol and begin doing shading, and it will look great. So I hope this answers your question. And once again, thank everyone for 1,000 subscribers. Please continue to subscribe to my channel. Hope this helps. Take care. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for new content every week. If you would like to purchase my product, head over to my store for characters, props, and scenes. If you enjoyed this video, here is a link to another video you might like from this channel. Thanks for joining and take care.